Chapter 24, Hello. When the sky was about to brighten up, Su Cheng returned to the station to change out of his uniform. The noisy sounds coming from officers changing shifts woke up young Master Yun and the others inside the cell. When they saw Su Cheng through their sleepy eyes, they suddenly jumped up and stared at him in shock. After Su Cheng changed into his street clothes and saw their surprised expressions, he joked. "Did you see a ghost?" After he left, young Master Yun furiously grabbed onto the iron bars and said, "Those bastards from North Gate! They dare toy with me! Didn't I tell them to take care of this patrol officer? How come he has nothing on his face?" The other rich second gens also said in exasperation, "North Gate is a big disappointment. They always say that they will take your money and solve your problem, and they chicken out when it's just a patrol officer. I think the North Gate gang can be replaced in the underground world of Shangcheng." After work, Su Cheng didn't rush to go home. He sat on the bench at People's Hospital for the results of various blood and physical tests. The doctor came over with the test report and handed it to him. The results came out. "The blood samples and your body's physical condition shows that you are fine. As for the serum residual in your body, we took a look at it too. There's nothing wrong, everything's normal." Su Cheng frowned and stood up. "Doctor, the results came out so soon. Were the tests really run thoroughly?" Now it was the doctor's turn to frown. "You are questioning me?" No, I meant, should I do a full body check including my organs and blood cells?" Su Cheng immediately explained. "This is your whole body's inspection report." The doctor solemnly pointed to the report and told him, "Look at the data, it's all normal. There's no problem, do you understand? But I just feel uncomfortable somewhere. My ears are sometimes too sensitive, and I can hear everything around me," Su Cheng added. "It's been almost a whole day now." The doctor took a long look at Su Cheng, and then sighed, "There is indeed one more part you can check." "Right." Su Cheng immediately said, "That's what I was saying, hurry, check the place that was missed. I suggest you go to a mental hospital to check your brain, or go to a psychiatrist to help you with your recent mental health problems." A healthy person insisting that he is sick, what a retard, the doctor muttered and directly left. "Doctor, I feel like my body will be a fortune. If you want to become famous and get your name crowned with eternal glory, I can give you a chance and let you study my body. How does that sound?" Su Cheng grabbed onto the doctor that was about to leave and said. He really did feel that there was something wrong with his body, maybe it was some mutation caused by the serum that was injected into his body at that laboratory on his last mission. That doctor looked at the tall and burly man named Su Cheng. He shivered and immediately shrugged Su Cheng's arm off and yelled, "Get the fuck out of here, I ain't into you." Then, the doctor ran like an innocent girl that saw a rapist, leaving a bunch of crows flying over Su Cheng's head. When Su Cheng got back to the condo, and before he even came close to the door, his keen hearing already picked up the voices inside his house. There were definitely more than two of them in there, it sounded like there were three people. Could it be one of their friends visiting? But the new voice sounded so familiar. When Su Cheng walked in and saw the three women chatting and laughing on the sofa, he suddenly stopped in his place when he saw the third one that was laughing gracefully. At the same time, that beautiful girl was also stunned for a second, though her elegant facial expressions also displayed hints of surprise. Shen Yao saw how Su Cheng was clearly a bit out of it when he saw her friend. Although the psychology of wanting to compare and win was making Shen Yao a bit upset, she still joked around, "See, this guy's finally stunned from seeing a beautiful girl, what did I say? He's not gay, it's just that the women were not pretty enough." But Ran Jing laughed and replied, "You still don't know, Su Cheng's a fan of Chug's-yu." That elegant beauty was no one else but the little princess of the entertainment industry, Lin Chug's-yu, who also happened to be Shen Yao's best friend. Shen Yao finally felt better after hearing what Ran Jing said. Clearly, she was still hung up on the contrast between Su Cheng seeing her and him seeing Lin Chug's-yu. "No wonder, haha," she said. Ran Jing laughed and said, "Just before, he even told me that Lin Chug's-yu was his wife, and I told him it was a normal dream for all men." Lin Chug's-yu looked at Su Cheng, and Su Cheng looked back at her, a faint smile flashing across their faces. But when Lin Chug's-yu heard that Su Cheng said she was his wife before, there were bright colors in her eyes. Seeing Su Cheng still standing there looking at Lin Chug's-yu in a trance, Ran Jing walked over and patted him on the shoulder, not wanting him to embarrass himself even more. "Dumbfounded? Unexpected?" The Lin Chuxu you really like is right in front of you, you didn't expect Shen Yao to be good friends with her, right? Doing you such a favor, maybe Shen Yao doesn't have to pay her rent anymore. Shen Yao couldn't help but jump into the swindle, yet, you can return the rent money to me, and I will reluctantly agree to take a picture of you and Lin Chuxu together. Ran Jing dragged Su Cheng over to sit down. To avoid awkwardness, he picked up the water on the table and pretended to be thirsty. Lin Chuxu also picked up the teacup on the desk for a few sips. Then, both of them heard Ran Jing ridiculing Su Cheng. I even told him, there was no way Lin Chuxu was his wife, or else I would live stream myself eating poop. Push. Almost at the same time, both Su Cheng and Lin Chuxu spat out the water in their mouth. Shen Yao and Ran Jing both turned to the two with a weird look. What happened to you guys? Nothing. Su Cheng casually wiped his mouth and handed the tissue paper box on the desk to Lin Chuxu. Thank you. Just a moment ago, the tacit understanding made the two looks like good friends that knew each other, yet the thank you then rejected this feeling of acquaintance and distanced the two. Shen Yao thought the two didn't know each other, so she introduced, Chuxu, this is my landlord, Su Cheng. He's the landlord you were talking about that has a bad temper and no gentleman-like demeanors. Lin Chuxu smiled and looked at Su Cheng. Shen Yao nodded, yeah, correct, that's him. Lin Chuxu extended her hand and slightly smiled. Hello, I'm Ye Yao's good friend. Su Cheng hesitated for a second, then reached out his hand to cooperate with her we don't know each other act, as he bitterly smiled and said, hello. Chuxu, you seem really odd today. Usually, you wouldn't take the initiative to reach out to shake hands with a man you just met, Shen Yao said jokingly. Oh really? Lin Chuxu said with a slight pause, I was afraid that if my attitude's not good, then Mr. Su might expose my relationship with you, and I wouldn't be able to see you easily in the future. Don't worry, Su Cheng replied. But it's true that I didn't expect you would be Shen Yao's friend. Lin Chuxu looked at Su Cheng as if she wanted to say something with her eyes. Then, she spoke, I'm very surprised too. In her heart, she added, surprised that you actually know my best friend.